Oh, Mr. Strict. How you doing? Wow. Long place. I didn't know it was this modern and new. It's just breathtaking as soon as you walk in, the view and... Oh, I'm just drawn straight to it, Mr. Strict. I'm sorry, I've just got to... Wow. That's going to be really enticing for buyers. How are you anyway, Mr. Strict? How are you feeling about the sales process? When we last spoke, you were a little bit concerned as our marketing material put you at peace.
Yeah, good mate. I'm a bit nervous about everything, to be honest.
Okay, no worries. Well, that's why I'm here today. I thought I'd come down personally and just try and run you through our process, talk about the property, run you through our fees and costs, and just try and appease those concerns. First things first, I know you've given me a video walkthrough. I'd love to just get a bit of a feel for the space and what we can focus on in our campaign. First of all, the open line and the floor-to-ceiling windows is a huge feature for me. It's going to really appeal. What I loved about the area as I walked in off the street was how close you are to the main road and obviously the beach. I think of one or two properties we've sold recently where those features have really helped us achieve a maximum price. I also love the kitchen. Was this put in by yourself?
No, it was like this when we bought it. We're considering whether we should upgrade it or not.
Okay, I mean, to be honest, it looks fantastic. It's very modern, but we'll go through some potential ideas and some suggestions throughout the presentation. I love the synergy between the melee and the black. I think that really flows nicely, and it's all a neutral colour. But as I said, I've got a few ideas about how we can really optimise, the price and what we can sort of maybe tweak and do to really achieve the pricing. So it's a 2-bedroom place?
Yeah, it is. 2-bathroom.
Okay. Yeah, great. As I said, natural light, close to the beach, beautiful timber floors. I think all these features are going to position you fantastically in the market at the moment. It's great to get a good view of it. I think, as I mentioned, it's fantastic, really nice light, a lot of really good attributes.
Yeah, sure.
Before we get together, plan the next steps, the marketing, the strategy, the positioning, I just wanted to confirm a few questions about your selling. First of all, how long have you been in the property?
2.5 years now, I think.
Okay. And you bought it new, you said?
Yeah.
Yep. Perfect. And what's the main reason for selling? What's your plans?
We want to upgrade something a little bit bigger, I think.
Okay, and you've had a good look in the area?
A little bit. It's more I kind of wanted to see the market first and see what it's worth.
Okay, no, fair enough. It's just that I wanted to know what you've been looking at so we know what sort of price we're getting towards. Just on what you've seen or maybe other people in the building, do you know what sort of price you might be able to achieve here?
Not exactly. I've seen a couple of other sales, but no, I don't really know.
Okay. Well, our team's done a comprehensive market review. That's what we always do with new listings. So I'll be able to provide that to you in writing. We'll go through that shortly. We've got a really good indication of where this is positioned, and I think you'll be pretty surprised and pretty satisfied with that. Obviously, apart from the obvious ones, the view and the open plan and how new it is, any other features that you'd like us to know about?
Well, it's got a gym downstairs.
Okay.
It's got a pool.
Okay.
A communal barbecue.
Yeah,
area.
perfect. Let me add that in my notes here. That's fantastic. We're finding a lot of people with this sort of price point want those sort of amenities and features.
Close to bus stops as well, which is good.
Okay.
Train station.
All right, so we'll make sure we put that out. So gym, pool, we'll have to go and have a look at that on the way down maybe. And just for yourself as well, do you have any preference regarding sort of the timeline of sale? Are you wanting to get into something by the end of this year, within the next month, just so we can plan out the strategy?
Yeah, look, probably within the next 4 to 5 months, I think.
Okay. All right, fantastic. So I've got some things in mind. Realistically, we'll probably go for that sort of style of sale, private treaty, and then around the property. Is there any specific conditions that you want us to be mindful of or have within the contract?
Do I have to say this? Yeah, so I think we're going to leave the fridge behind.
Okay, fantastic. Well, we'll implement that. We call that a shuttle, and that'll actually be sort of a special condition within the contract. So that the new buyers know exactly what they're getting and what's included. So, fantastic. No, I think that's a really good base for us. to be able to sort of start positioning and where we want to get this property marketed.
Okay, cool.
You mentioned before that you're hoping to sort of get a sale in the next couple of months and hopefully move it along, and that's our goal as well. Just off the back of that, just having a bit of a scout around, just sort of had a look at some potential improvements or amendments you could do to speed that up. One thing I think which is really popular at the moment is timber throughout.
Instead of the carpet?
Well, particularly with that carpet you've got, I know the apartment in general is new, but there's a lot of stains on there and a bit of damage. I could look at providing you a quote from a fantastic company we've used on a few of our recent sales, and providing a beautiful flush timber finish throughout. That's something we can do, and I know they've got timber in stock, so it can happen within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, okay.
Obviously, we're providing a cost to that, and then I know this apartment's quite new, but even just a fresh lick of paint across the entire apartment, again, we can provide a quote for that, which will increase the cost, but ultimately it's going to help you find a fast buyer and get the price you want. If you're open to those, so we'll provide some sort of pricing on both of those. And then the other thing I was going to say, obviously just a general clean-up. I know you're living in the place at the moment, but again, we've got fantastic connections with cleaning companies that can, before each open home, and make it look as best as possible.
Alright, cool. No problem.
Alright, well, we'll do that. Next thing I wanted to get into, just part of our service, is providing you with an appraisal with some similar properties.
Yeah.
What we've got is a digital appraisal here. If you can pop in and have a little look. So just based on similar sales in the area, we've put a CMA available. We're going to also email this to you once we've had our meeting, so you can refer back to that obviously and work out how we've got the price. So this one here, this is number 45 Gold Coast Highway. It's a 2-bedroom unit that we sold about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
You'll see a few
similar to this one.
Yeah, similar layout and size. The big difference with them is that they don't have the open view you've got. They've got the sort of the glimpse.
Yeah.
So that's where we see the uplift in yours. So that one sold for $1 million about 3 months ago. The next one we've got is the same one in this building actually. We had apartment 242, which was a fantastic 1-bedroom, west facing.
Okay. Yeah.
So the reason I bring that up is because it's actually in the same building as yours. Smaller size, obviously, 1 car space, 1 bathroom. We managed to achieve $780 for that property, just because of the location, it being new. And it was quite a quick sale. That person was one of the couples that actually put the timber throughout.
Yes.
And then we've got a few other options again here, which weren't sold by us, but sold by other agents within the area. Again, very similar property positioning and size for 1.1. And then a premium property here, which has the multi-purpose room, but again, east side of the Gold Coast Highway, similar level to what you're on. They managed to achieve 1.4 million. So, as I said, just based off those 4 properties and the features that we spoke about, we actually plan to list your property for 1.32. The fact that you've got that second car space, the corner unit with the views to the hinterland, and the condition it's in, we really think that's achievable.
It's pretty surprising actually. There's some good numbers.
Yeah, fantastic. As I said, it's our job to put forward a price that we think we can achieve, and as I said, based off what we've got, we think 1.32 is a fantastic position in the market. And a really good starting point to entice enough buyers to come through and put forward an offer.
Perfect. All right.
So you're happy with all that? You're happy with the price? You're happy with what we've sort of gone through? You feel comfortable about where we're sort of at with it all?
Yeah, for sure. It seems good.
I guess the next sort of discussion point would be the method of sale. There's 3 main methods used in Queensland.
Yeah.
You've got the auction, which is fantastic for a quick sale. It's when we get a bunch of bidders together in the same room, they have a reserve set, and then it's the highest bidder it gets.
Yeah.
Quite good for very high in demand properties like this, and also when you're in a rush. For yourself, I think a private treaty is probably going to be the best method. It's the most common method used in Queensland. and it's basically listed online for a planned price, and then myself and my colleagues will work with those individual buyers to achieve the best possible price over that time.
Yeah, okay.
It's a really good way to go. It takes a lot of the stress out of the auction, and then the other way to do it is through private treaty, which is basically when we set a price between us, maybe what we just mentioned, the 1.32 mark, and then we give a set period of time where potential purchasers will put forward their best and final offer. Not often that used in this sort of sale, but it's another method that can be effective. So, do you think private treaty would work with you? You know, gives us a bit more time and a relaxed way to go about it.
Yeah, well, as I said, I'm not like in a rush. Like, it'd be good to get a sale, and if you think that's the most productive way to get the price that we want, then yeah, for sure.
I think given the current market conditions, it's a really good way to do it. It gives us a bit more time to get those things we need to do sorted, you know, to get the right buyers through and to achieve that 1.32 that we've just mentioned.
Cool.
Next I wanted to go through, now we've selected private treaty, is the marketing activities, how we're going to promote your property. As I sort of sent out in my initial email with our listing pack, it's basically just following on from that.
Yeah.
We're obviously going to use the main platforms, realestate.com and Domain. We've seen a huge uptick on those, especially in this suburb. Palm Beach is one of the most searched suburbs in the area. So we'll have fantastic profiles on there using our marketing team. We'll also use our own social media as well. As you know, we've got a fantastic presence. I think that's how you came across us.
Yep.
We'll get professional photographers in, and then we'll also have a virtual tour available as well. So huge amount of interest from interstate buyers that might not be able to get up here. The virtual tour allows them to actually walk through each individual room, like we did today.
Cool.
Zoom in on the view, zoom in on the carpet, see everything in full detail. It's an incredible tool since COVID that's sort of come up and done well. And we'll also get a signboard out the front. So you mentioned this is obviously a body corporate. We'll get permission through them to be able to put a sign up there. And obviously the Gold Coast Highway is fantastic through traffic. Some other key strategies, we do a text out campaign and also an email campaign as well upon launching. Yeah. And then every sort of 10 days on the property, we'll do that same method. Moving from that, the purpose of all that marketing is to generate interest and generate appointments, and open homes is another way that we do that. So what we like to do when we first launch a property is talk 2 open homes a week, one on a Saturday morning and then one on an evening during the week. Yeah. That generates an amazing amount of interest. The point of those is obviously to show people the property in the flesh. Although real estate is everything's online, most people are still going to want to physically inspect and have a look through. So on those days, we'll obviously have plenty of planning. We'll get the cleaner through if you want to use our services, or if you want to do it yourself, fantastic. We'll have 2 agents on standby, one downstairs and one here. For security, we obviously monitor everyone that comes in with a registration form, either on their phones or an ID. But what we do recommend in that situation is always locking away your valuables. Not that we've ever had anything go missing, but it's just about sort of being on top of things and being safe. With that, the open homes and inspections, what we like to do is be very, very strong on communication throughout that process. So we'll, after every single open home, we'll shoot you a text message that night. Yeah. And then within 48 hours, you'll also have a written report of strong prospects coming through those open homes. What we'll also do is a weekly update of number of inquiries, the methods, and also the marketing spend, just so you can know exactly where we're positioned. Cool. If you're someone that's not that interested in the numbers, it's an email, you've got it. If you're someone who wants to dive deeper, every fortnight we can also arrange an in-person meeting with one of our team members where you come down and have a chat about what's going on with your listings. We feel like communication's key, and we want to try and achieve the best price for you, and make sure that you know we're working hard to do that. As discussed, we've got all sorts of ways to communicate with you. What we see is the best way is what you prefer. Do you prefer a call, email? What's your preferred method of contact?
Mine's probably a call. It's just the easiest for me. Yeah.
No worries. Well, I'll definitely note that in the CRM. We'll still send you the weekly update in terms of the email, just so you've got it on your system. You can refer back to it. Yeah. But I'll personally, myself, my assistant will call you after each open home and for a weekly update. Obviously, you've got the Form 6 now. How do you feel about everything we've gone through so far?
Yeah, I had a couple of questions with the Form 6. There was a few things that I didn't I'd just like some clarification with.
Yeah, no worries.
One of them was part 3, the details of the property.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So the details of the property, that's just going to show not just your address, but things like the title search, so lot and plan number. So we'll be able to pull that out once we do the title search and get that in there. Really key information, obviously, because it's got to make sure we're selling the right thing.
Yeah.
And make sure that you're the owner of that. So we'll do that title search there pretty early.
Okay. There was another one, part 4, section 2, the term of appointment.
Yeah, absolutely. We sort of brushed on this when our initial conversation on the phone before I came in. So the terms of appointments, basically the length of how long we've got the listing for. We always recommend 60 days. Obviously, the goal is for us to sell, that in a much shorter period. Ideally under 30.
Yeah.
Our current average for our properties on the market with this sort of property is about 35 days. So we're well within that 60 day limit.
What's the difference between an open listing and an exclusive agency?
The open listing is basically that it can be terminated in writing at any time. So that time frame I just spoke about is basically irrelevant.
Yeah.
An exclusive listing is basically that we are locked in as the exclusive agency. So it just enables us to market the property very hard and negotiate on your behalf very hard without the interference of other agents.
Yeah. So I can't go out and list it with anyone else during this period.
No. Within that 60-day period, 60 days or more usually, you're not able to go out and use another agency.
Yeah.
We always recommend exclusive agencies with properties that give our full focus.
Yeah.
And that way our team knows that we're the one appointed agent and can give the buyers and yourself the best customer service and price.
Okay. Need more clarification on the commission side of things in the Form 6.
Yeah, no worries at all. So as mentioned, commission payable is 2.5%. That's payable only on completion of the sale. So again, our goals are aligned with yours. That's 2.5% plus GST. So what we're going to put down here, obviously our target price, what the price is, what we're sort of aiming for, and we're going to put on the listing is 1.32. So the commission basically rounds out, including GST, at 36,300.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, that's just comes off your sales. You don't have to pay that to us today. That just comes off once you complete the settlement.
Just lastly, in Part 8, we've got authorisation to incur fees, charges, and expenses.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just basically authority to release the marketing budget that we outlined earlier. If you're happy with that, what we've sort of outlined, $3,970. It's just basically commission for us. One of the best things about our terms is we actually we don't charge the marketing costs until after the settlement as well, but they're just in addition to our settlement payment.
Yeah.
In the worst case scenario, for some reason, very unlikely, we don't sell the property, those costs will still be incurred.
Yeah.
They're just paid basically after we have the agreement.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, if you're happy with all those points, all fantastic questions by the way. Basically, just wanted to make sure that we can get all that details down. You seem to be pretty happy and confident with everything. Let's get that form signed, and then basically I'll get the photographer booked in, get the property looking fantastic. We'll get in contact regarding those few bits that you mentioned, and we'll get this sold.
All right, perfect, mate. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to it.